Good evening, everyone. I wanted to begin by thanking the Friends Committee on National Legislation for this incredible honor of being recognized with the Edward F. Snyder Award for National Legislative Leadership in Advancing Disarmament and Building Peace. While I regret that I can't be with you in person, I want you to know how much this means to me and how grateful I am for the work each of you does to advocate for a more peaceful world. Since my first days in the Senate, I've held the belief that America's approach to war must be guided by the Constitution. The decision to go to war was never meant to be the call of one person or a small circle of insiders. It belongs to Congress, representing the American people. Unfortunately, for too long we've seen authorizations for the use of military force, especially those passed in 2001 and 2002, turn into blank checks for nearly unlimited war. This is not only costly in dollars, but in American lives and international trust. Ending these open-ended authorizations and restoring Congress's rightful role in decisions of war and peace has been one of my top priorities. Recently, proponents of war have been using the argument not to worry about the cost, because much of the money is returned to American arms merchants. To me, that's a reprehensible argument that demeans the real carnage and suffering of war. I've called out both parties for this morally repugnant argument and will not relent in my opposition to avoidable war. I continue to work hard to introduce legislation that would sunset the authorizations for war and rein in our military engagements. The bills I put forward for ending hostilities in Syria and Niger to repealing outdated permissions for Iraq aren't just about policy, they're about accountability and a commitment to restraint. If we ask young Americans to put their lives on the line, we owe them clear goals, a defined mission, and the backing of the American people. Our involvement in foreign conflicts has often brought unintended and lasting consequences, increasing global instability rather than reducing it. History teaches us that when we prioritize diplomacy over force, we not only align with our values, but set a powerful example. This is why I've consistently voted and spoken against endless entanglements and why I've pushed for Congress to hold meaningful discussions on any use of force. Building peace requires more than policy changes. It requires a culture shift. Hosting foreign policy roundtables has been a valuable way to bring diverse voices together, bridging divides, and fostering understanding. Sometimes the conversations are challenging, but they are vital. A healthy republic doesn't shy away from hard conversations, it seeks them out, knowing that robust debate can lead to better solutions. Ed Snyder's legacy reminds us the power of consistent, principled advocacy. His efforts in advancing peace, nuclear disarmament, and ending the draft have been a model for those of us who value liberty and believe in a peaceful approach to foreign policy. Thank you, Friends, for your dedication to these principles and for recognizing my work. Together, let's continue our pursuit of peace, not as a cause, but as a duty to our Constitution, to our nation, and to future generations.